Hello and good evening, my fellow Phoenixes. It is I, Marlene, bringing another wonderful information-packed video to my channel for your consideration. Just a polite reminder, I know I haven't really discussed likes and subscribers. I would just like to briefly ask that if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy the content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, if you would like to follow me on a regular basis, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Right now, I have 0 subscribers and 0 likes. So I would like to see it increase to 25. If I can get 25 likes and 25 subscribers from this video, I would be most appreciative. I would like to be well on my way to really making something out of this channel and hopefully entertain and educate people with what I post. Well, first thing I want to discuss is I know yesterday's video I mentioned the situation with my SNAP benefits being severely reduced, and I have to tell you, even before I got sick, I had a very, very bad habit of rebuying things that we already had in our refrigerator, freezer, cupboards. And it seems like it's gotten worse since I've been sick. My memory seems to be completely shot. So at this point in time, and I'm surprised Chris isn't yelling in the background going, "She's right, she's right." I would say that our cabinets, refrigerator, and freezer are quite packed. We'll say packed. That's a good word for it. With that said, I have been seeing some of the channels that I follow do what is called, I believe, an anti-haul project. Now, if I understand this correctly, the purpose of the anti-haul is to cook through everything that you have currently in your house and really not buy a bunch of groceries. I think we are definitely in need of an anti-haul project in this house. I've also debated for a while about getting, I think it's, okay, my mind just went blank. Would it be called a chest freezer or a deep freezer? Basically one of those separate freezers. I've thought about it, but then I think about it and I say, you know what? It's just me and Chris in the house. We have no children. We don't have anybody else to cook for. And besides, with my oxygen tanks being in the back area of the house near the kitchen, I don't know where I'd have room to put a large freezer. So for those of you who I do follow, This Alaska Life, Kate Cooks, Naomi's Palace, and anybody else that understands the anti-haul process, I would love for you to post information on the comments of how I can plan this, how I can execute this well, and stay within a pretty tight budget. That is one of my current projects that I want to do. Second thing I want to talk about is physical therapy. Tuesday, I have a visit from my physical therapist here at the house. And basically, the bottom line is either I am standing up straight or he's going to have to discharge me. And I'm going to have to work on the pivoting and sitting in a wheelchair all on my own. Which, technically, I have the manpower to do it on my own. One of the things that really upsets me about this physical therapy thing is that, I try to stand up straight. My knees, I think when I bear weight, my knees are really, really hurting, and the pain stretches down my calves all the way to my ankles, and all I feel is stretching and throbbing. As a matter of fact, the pain is so bad most days that I do have to take pain medication. And I don't like that idea, but I have to deal with it. I have to do what I have to do to be able to get through the day. But I have been working on my standing. One of the things that I got the other day, someone from my church installed a grab bar. Let me see if I can turn the camera to where you guys can see. Okay. You see this bar here? You see where my hand is? It's installed right here to allow me to grab with both hands and pull myself up into a standing position. My hospital bed, okay, you can see a portion of my hospital bed on the camera now, is positioned where it's close to the doorway when I sit up. When I sit up, of course, I pull myself up and get myself to the standing position. Like I said, the problem therein lies putting full weight on my knees and the bottom half of my legs. So, let back. Okay, hello world. It's interesting because I've taught myself how to pull myself up from laying down in the hospital bed to sitting up on the side of the bed, which I think I do quite well. The problem is I cannot get myself back into bed. I have to have help getting my legs up. Which is something I do want to work on as well. I want to work on learning how to get myself back into the bed without having to wake poor Chris up and say, honey, I need you. That poor man. The only thing I can say is that he is a treasure, and I love him dearly because I'm a night owl by nature, and he is too, to a certain extent. But there are times when I have to wake him up to change me or help me, back in bed or whatever the case may be. And he does not get a whole heck of a lot of sleep. But he does not complain. He does it willingly. And I love him for it. Good news on the caregiver front. There's the agency I go through is still looking for someone to permanently replace the caregiver that I lost. But one of the owners of the agency has agreed this coming Friday to come and give my male caregiver a day off and come sit with me and take care of me and the like. I am thrilled with that news because she was the very first person from the agency that took care of me after I got out of the hospital. And she is absolutely wonderful at what she does. I am thrilled to have her come and help take care of me. I really hope that they find someone to replace the other caregiver. I don't think they will ever compare to how good this caregiver was, but everybody's an individual. That's all I can say. I'm curious if you guys want to leave in the comments, how would you feel about having to replace someone that you had such a special connection with, that was helping you with, shall we say, the most personal of basic daily living tasks? Would you want to be actively involved, or would you just be completely hands off and let the agency handle it in their own way? Just curious about that. Today has actually been a pretty decent day. I am highly amused by today because it seems like every man that I have come in contact with today has had a problem. Has had a problem. And everybody wants to unload their problems on me. I will say, though, Chris is the somewhat exception to the rule for what I just said. For those of you who do not know, my husband has a channel. It's XJM40, dear? Yes, XJM40. I think he posts some of his Mortal Kombat games on there. Okay, he said yes, he does.
Latest one was the Floyd.
Yes, I'm about to get to Floyd, dear. Apparently there's this challenge in the Mortal Kombat 1 game called Find Floyd. There's a list of 39 tasks that must be completed. Only 10 of those, however, will activate the secret character called Floyd, who is a pink ninja. I find that very ironic. Apparently, the creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon, is a pop culture aficionado. So he likes to use a play on words and names. Pink Floyd. Ha ha ha. But once you activate the secret character, you get 3 opportunities to beat him. Mm-hmm. But the trick is, Floyd plays at the very highest level of skill and is very difficult to beat him. Apparently, my poor husband was not able to beat him, so he's going back through and reactivating Floyd to see if he can beat him the second go around. But it was cute because when he told me about it this morning, he was so sad. He was like, I didn't beat Floyd. Oh, poor baby. But no, I'm not making fun of him. He's such a sweetheart. But the funny thing is, every other man that I've had contact with today has had a problem. My male caregiver, he is very, very close with the caregiver that I just lost. He was distracted by her a couple times today calling his phone from where she is. And there were a couple times I had to kind of assert myself and go, aren't you forgetting something? Aren't you forgetting this? Aren't you forgetting this? And it was slightly annoying, I have to admit. Because, like I said in yesterday's video, as long as you come when I call your name and you do your job, I have no problem with you. I really don't. The funny thing about this caregiver, and I think I might have mentioned this before as well, he does not cook. He does not know how to cook. That is a big source of amusement for me and Chris. But I happened to mention the last time he was on the phone with my former caregiver, hey, ask her how to poach an egg, because guess what you're doing for my breakfast tomorrow morning? I want to see if you can poach an egg. I love poached eggs. I find them to be, when you do them right, they are velvety smooth. They are very flavorful, very delicate. And the yolk is just perfect for dipping your buttered toast in. So, you know what? If it kills me, I am going to teach this man how to cook. It'll be the death of me probably, but I am going to teach this man how to cook. I had my 23-year-old godson call me. He's having issues with his dad. His dad is trying to pressure him to go back to school and get a master's degree, and the kid doesn't want it. Period. End of story. There are just some people that are satisfied with bachelor's degrees. Get over it. Unfortunately, I am the communication conduit between father and son. Let's just say that my godson also asked me questions about certain activities that I really did not want to know about, but he seems very, very comfortable confiding in me about certain things. I'm just going to put it this way. I'm not a guy. I don't know how to answer certain questions. I really don't. Nor do I wish to know what certain habits you have are. Keep it to yourself. That was highly amusing to me. Is you trust me that much more than your own father to confide certain things in me. Let's just say that it revolves around the viewing of art films. We will call them art films. I'm channeling my inner Fluffy here. Adult-oriented art films. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to hear this. But being a good godmother, and Chris told me, you put your foot in your mouth when you told this kid years ago, you can come to me for anything. And yes, that came out of my mouth. He could come to me for any reason whatsoever. So now I'm eating my words. So I call his father. His father. That's all I can say. I just sigh. Because his father is dead set in his own ways. His father does not listen to reason. And he makes everything to be negative. It's enough to test a woman's patience. That's all I have to say about that, too. I can't really say anything because when the chips are down and I really need something, this individual is happy to have certain things delivered to me, such as medical supplies that are not being paid for by my insurance. So I have to be careful and try to choose my words wisely. But again, today, like father, like son, that's all I have to say. I found out things from my friend that I did not want to know. That is all I have to say. So pretty much that's it for this video. Tomorrow I think I'm going to try to get myself back into doing large print word search puzzles so I can keep my brain active and really try to get to my goal of 25 likes and 25 subscribers to my channel. If anybody has any advice or whatever, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And just want to give quick shout outs to those channels that Chris and I watch on a very regular basis. Peter from LA Flights. I know he's still in Miami, right, dear?
I don't know if today was the last day or not, but
yeah, he's been in
from Miami today.
Yeah, he was in Miami today. Lauren from This Alaska Life, I do recommend her channel. Kate Cooks. I like her because I like her haul and anti-haul videos. I also like her cooking blogs. And she also lives in Jacksonville, Florida. Chris and I lived there for over 20 years before we moved to where we are right now. So it's nice to see a little taste of home on YouTube. And of course, last but not least, I want to give another shout out to Naomi's Palace. I've been going through her channel and watching her videos. I did not know that her children have their own separate channel where they put on little skits, so I am going to go check that out and see what that's all about. All right, my fellow Phoenixes, I hope you have enjoyed my little rant, and I will be posting again very, very soon. So, until then, TTFN, ta-ta for now.